Hey guys, this is Keviolah, and welcome to my version of Let's Play The Sims 4 Big Brother Challenge. I've been playing The Sims since day one, and I always loved coming up with new ways to make the game more exciting. Lately, I've been playing a legacy challenge that has successfully yielded 4 generations so far, and I absolutely love it. But it led me to researching more challenges, and then I stumbled upon the Big Brother challenges. If you follow me on Tumblr, you know that I absolutely love Big Brother. And these challenges were amazing. I looked around to find a version of these challenges that I liked the most, but I ended up creating my own little version. We can call it a beta version. This challenge is actually going to include not only the head of household competitions and the evictions, but also the veto competitions and the have-nots competitions. I will put the link to my Tumblr page that has all the rules and details below, and I will explain as the game progresses. Remember, this is still a beta challenge, so if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Alright, I think we're just about ready to play, so let's get started. Alright, welcome to my Let's Play The Sims Big Brother challenge. Okay, let me just pause everything first for a second. Alright, so I'm going to keep everyone locked out of the house first. So yeah, I'm just going to show you around the house. Basically, I tried to make the game as much like the TV show as possible. I mean, I know it's The Sims 4, there's not much you can do. For starters, we have 8 house guests. But I did work to make a head of household room, which should be locked right now. I can just lock it again. This is the head of household room upstairs. And of course, when we announce the head of household tonight, we will be able to allow just only the head of household to go in there. I might change that a little bit because I know in Big Brother, pretty much anyone can go in the head of household room, but for now, it's just going to be the head of household. We have 4 bedrooms upstairs, nice little bathroom upstairs. The same thing happens downstairs, but downstairs we also have our have-nots room, which is something I've noticed that were details left out in some of the challenges. So I tried to bring them in this one. So there's going to be veto competitions and have-nots competitions in this Big Brother game. And again, these should all be locked right now as we don't have any have-nots. And basically, they're just going to lower the living conditions for those who lost the have-nots competition. I'm going to have some more. I have a bunch of rules designed for the game. I actually posted on my Tumblr. I'll post a link to it. It's pretty lengthy, but at least you'll know what's going on. And I'll definitely make sure to keep you updated as we go through it too. Alright, so here we have our living room, which you can see the couches where we have the nominees for eviction chairs. And of course we have our portraits for all of the house guests in there. Right now everyone's in color because everyone's in the house, but once they get evicted, their pictures will go black and white, so that would be fun to see happen. Now we also have a kitchen area, which is pretty much open to anyone. Again, there's the have-nots kitchen, which is pretty much everything's mediocre over there. And the way the game's going to be designed is that the have-nots will be locked out of this cooking area, which is pretty much where all the higher quality equipment are. But I'll also be on the lookout because I know if someone brings food out of that kitchen, then anyone's eligible to eat it. So I'll be on the lookout for that. So that's pretty much the inside of the building. It's pretty simple. There's 8 regular beds, 1 head of household bed, and 3 have-nots beds. And it's pretty simple over there. We have a pool outside, just like in Big Brother. I tried my best to find a rubber ducky, but I couldn't. So, as it is The Sims, I settled for a llama. So this is, if I continue to make these in the future with different sets of house guests, I definitely will be including a llama over in there. I mean, you can't have Big Brother without your jacuzzi over here. All right. So, everyone, I don't know who this person is. She's not part of the house. So let's look at the house guests we have here. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna oh, so basically, before I actually unpause everything, what's gonna happen? So like I said, the door is locked on the outside. I'm gonna let everyone into the house, um, and then as once everyone's inside the house, I'm gonna lock the doors. And if you notice, there's no other way. There's no way out of the house other than the front door, which will always be locked unless you've been evicted. Um, so they're gonna be completely cut off from the outside world. I mean, I did play a version of this earlier this week, and I noticed that some of the house guests just couldn't get stop using their cell phones, which was really annoying. But if you notice what they were playing, they were actually just playing games. So I kind of let it slide, and also I have no way of deleting their phone as far as I know. So I think that would be their only exception to a connection to the outside world. But everything else, there's no other communication. Um, if they, when an evicted house guest joins the jury house, they'll probably be in contact with these Sims with via phone. So whenever I get a phone call from them, I'll just deny it. Um, let's see. We over here we have our. This is basically our going to be part of our competition one of our areas for competitions. Right now, I'm setting this room up for our HOH competition, a head of household competition. And the winner of this will be able to choose two house guests that he or she wants to put up for eviction. And at the end of the week, the rest of the house guests will vote on which one of those two will actually be evicted. And they're basically going to, as you've seen in all the other Big Brother challenges, they're basically going to vote based on their relationship with the Sim. So the lower the relationship, the more chance they're going to vote for that person to leave the house. And then the household's going to put the two house guests he or she has the least relationship points with. And then after our HOH competition, we're going to also have our have-nots competition. And this is all going to be posted. The HOH competition is going to be. I'm trying to schedule the video to go the way Big Brother does it, where they show an episode 3 times a week, which might be tough, but I'm going to try it. There's going to be. We have Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and I know today's Saturday, but because it was the first episode, I decided to bump the Thursday episode to Saturday. So, starting tomorrow, it's going to be Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday for every week. If there's a change in schedule, I'll keep you guys posted. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh yeah, so on Thursdays, there's going to be the head of household competition, depending on what type of competition it is. It's going to happen on Thursday. It might bleed into Friday's episode, like an episode that we're going to post on Sunday. So it's going to happen I'll probably record it on Friday, and they will have their on Fridays after they have announced who the head of household is. They're going to have their have-nots competition, which is going to be pretty much the same thing as the head of household, except whoever loses the first week, the first 3 people to lose, or the 3 losers of that competition, will be dubbed the have-nots for the week, which they are subjected to those lower living conditions. And then that's going to last until the next next have-nots competition next week, unless one of those have-nots become evicted. Unfortunately, yeah, they technically won't be a have-not, but they'll be out of the game. So there's that. And then on Wednesday, I'll post. So Sunday, I'll post the information regarding the results for the head of household competition, and who was the have-nots and who was nominated for eviction. And then on Wednesday of the next week, we're going to fall into our normal schedule. So Wednesday, we'll have our veto competition, which is a competition where whoever wins that competition gets to change one of the head of household's nominations to evict. So there's a chance that somebody that the head of household wanted to evict ends up staying, and someone if they didn't want to evict ends up going home. That's called backdooring. If you haven't watched Big Brother, I hope you guys have watched it. It's a really hilarious show, hilarious reality show. And that will Thursday. So that person will, the first house guest to leave the house will not join the jury. I'll probably send them to the jury house anyway, but they won't be considered for the jury. They're just living in the house. But and everybody else following that will be a part of the jury, and the jury gets to choose who wins the game at the very end of the season. Next, we have on Thursday. Next Thursday, I'll hopefully be back on schedule. We will start. Thursday, we'll announce who got evicted, and then we will start our head of household competition, and then the week will just continue. It's going to be about 6 weeks of this, so hopefully this will be fun. So for the first competition, we're going to have the Sims do a chess tournament. So there's going to be basically like whoever they're gonna just do a tournament kind of drawing for it, and whoever ends up winning that becomes head of household. I first time I played it, I had them all just wait around in the room. I locked the door so they couldn't leave because in the Big Brother show, everyone has to watch the head of household all the competitions. Um, but that made everyone go crazy. People were falling asleep. People were getting bored, hungry. People were trying not to pee themselves. One of them actually ended up peeing himself. I won't say who it was, but you know it's a guy now. And I realized it was because one, they were when the Sims were playing chess, a lot of them were getting distracted because of Sims 4's multitasking and social upgrade, where everyone can talk to anybody no matter what they're doing. But it kind of slows down their focus a little bit, and it slows down the game. And during that game, everyone's getting tired, so it kind of messed things up. So I decided that I'm going to change this room a little bit and have, since there's 8 of them, there's going to be four chess tables going on all at once. So everyone's just occupied at once, and the winners of each will just battle the next person. I made a random drawing already for it, so that should be all set. So before well, I think we're actually ready to start. So what I'm gonna do, hopefully this autumn chick won't actually go through the door. Shouldn't, because I didn't invite her in. But I'm gonna unlock the door and then let's start. Okay, so I unlocked the door. Oh, and another thing is am the whole point of this challenge is to see how the Sims will like randomly make decisions and whatnot. So that means that I'm going to have very limited control over the Sims. The, Pretty much the only times I'm going to intervene is if for some reason they're being distracted during a competition, and if there is a Sim whose health is in danger, I will take care of them for that matter. Because the whole point is we don't want it. They're not supposed to die. The whole point is just to be evicted. So if you die, you can't vote for the winner at the end of the game. So it's not really useful. So I hope no one dies. Although I did have a fire in my last game in this, so gonna be on the lookout. And that also means that the only time I'm going to be pausing is if I'm trying to set up a competition or ceremony, a veto ceremony or the nomination ceremony or eviction ceremony. Um, and I need everyone to kind of, have a little bit more decorum. So that might be happening. So I won't be pausing the game very much, and I won't be fast forwarding except for if everyone's sleeping, that's when the game's going to automatically. So I guess without further ado, I think we can start the game.